Hey folks, what's going on? It's Rich. I just wanted to take a brief moment and update you guys on what's going on. I'm sure many of you have been wondering why there haven't been new episodes of Toys and Tech of the Trade for the last few weeks. Things actually got a little crazy in my personal life. I'm not going to go too crazy breaking all of it down, but the biggest thing was that my grandmother ended up suffering a stroke while she was driving with my sister recently. And I don't get too much into personal stuff, but my sister has autism. So luckily, even though she had the stroke while driving, she didn't hurt herself or my sister. My car, she definitely did hit something with her car. I didn't get the full story yet from her, as she's still recovering, but that's pretty much consumed the last couple of weeks. She did a brief week in ICU, was transferred to a downgraded version of ICU, and is currently in a local rehabilitation facility, getting herself back in order. At the time when she ended up suffering the stroke, it wasn't too far from the house. She ended up walking back home with my sister, and when she came in the house, an aide that we have here that helps me with my sister said, "Hey, check out your grandmother's face." And she had the droop, looked very Picasso-ish. I'm using comedy to lighten up the mood, of course. But nonetheless, at a glance, seeing her face that way and some slurred speech, etc., called an ambulance, took her to the hospital, and turns out she did, in fact, have a stroke. And for the most part, her left side is a little weak. A lot of the initial stuff that she had, like the facial paralysis, things like that, have definitely improved. Still on the road to recovery. With COVID, things are a little different because, you have to quarantine for 14 days. In her case, since she was in a hospital, she's at the rehab facility / nursing home, recuperating for 14 days. Then she will probably be moved into a general area. But unfortunately, we can't visit. Most of the stuff we've been doing is via phone and FaceTime. And for the most part, I can go there and drop off food and clothes and things like that, but definitely no face-to-face interactions, no visits, etc. Now, my sister, my oldest sister, who has autism, is very close with my grandmother, so it's definitely been an interesting couple of weeks, just trying to reassure her that she's okay, that she'll be back home, etc., etc. So between that and, my wife being home with my youngest daughter and just trying to run the house and everything and, be present for everyone in my life. Unfortunately, the podcasting stuff, at least in terms of doing Toys and Tech of the Trade, has taken a bit of a backseat. Not too crazy, but just I had to shift focus and, just run the house and be there for all these different people that count on me for different things. But nonetheless, that's the story. That's pretty much what's been going on. And hopefully I should be getting back on schedule with guests in the coming weeks. But the next episode that you will be getting of Toys and Tech of the Trade will be our holiday gift guide, the usual recommendations of the gadgets and the gear and the tech that we love and that we are co-signing for this holiday season. It's going to be a little different just because some of the stuff is new things. Some of the stuff are things that just work, that do the job. But nonetheless, we want to try and give something, recommend something for everyone, whether you're a techie, whether you're an entrepreneur, whether you're a gamer, whether you are a collector. Obviously, this is Toys and Tech of the Trade, so we got to talk toys for sure. So that is the next episode that is on deck. But I didn't want to be one of those people that leaves their audience high and dry. As a 14-year podcasting veteran, I think that's one of the biggest things that hurt many podcasts, just not keeping your audience informed, not being transparent. Obviously, I'm not going to go into, all the minutia and all the things about why it happened, who's responsible, et cetera, et cetera. But she had, my grandmother, as I said, had a stroke. And that's kind of just been the all-consuming thing going on personally, which, of course, has spilled over into my quote-unquote professional life. So I wanted to update all of you, keep you abreast of the situation. As always, questions, concerns, just have any insights. If you've had a family or loved one that's had a stroke and has recovered or not recovered, or, what you folks have done to make that person's life a little easier, definitely shoot me an email, rich@rageworks.net, or hit the Rageworks account via any social media platform which we're on. You guys know the deal. And just curious about what your loved ones went through and what kind of recovery, if any, you had to expect, because this one is brand new for me. Like I said, it's different. Like when my mom got sick before she passed, it was all cancer related stuff, and she kind of just put herself in the hospital because she knew what time it was. With my grandmother, it's a little different. Old Puerto Rican lady, stubborn as hell. So just curious to see what some of you folks went through, and, how your loved ones, whatever they may be, recovered from something like that. So that's the update. Not going to keep it too lengthy. Just wanted to bring everybody up to speed on what's going on. Definitely be on the lookout for the holiday gift guide. It's probably not going to be this Wednesday, since I'm recording this on November 9th. It may not be this Wednesday, but it will probably be the following one that you folks will get a brand new episode of Toys and Tech of the Trade. And once I get a better schedule with regards to recording with guests, you'll be seeing more episodes in the near future. Nonetheless, definitely feel free to check out all of the other shows we have on the Rageworks Podcast Network. We actually got a new one, which is the Funko Hub Podcast, or in this case, the Funko Hub Popcast, hosted by Matt Olsky, the co-host of Turnbuckle Tabloid, hardcore pop collector, much like me. Decided to take that passion, turn it into a podcast, and he's currently doing a trial run via the network feed, and hopefully once we pass the 5-episode probationary period, we'll be unloading all of his other episodes to the general audience, and obviously it'll have its own individual listing on iTunes, Spotify, etc. You guys know the deal, but for now, you can enjoy that on the Rageworks Podcast Network feed, along with our other shows, Trek Untold, Turnbuckle Tabloid, Black is the New Black, and of course, Call Me When It's Over. All of them proud shows of the Rageworks Podcast Network. In terms of scheduling for all the other shows, make sure to visit RageWorksNetwork.com to get a full schedule of release dates for all of those podcasts. And I think that'll do it for this update. Thank you guys for taking, a little over 8 minutes to hear what I had to say. I'll keep you guys posted on the shows and everything else. And, if things with my grandmother take a turn, obviously I will put out a different update with regards to that. But knock on wood, hopefully things pan out. I'm sure she will probably not be spending Thanksgiving with us, but hopefully we'll have her back in time for Christmas. Anyway, that's it. Thank you guys for listening. I will see you in the next one. Peace. Toys and Tech of the Trade is part of the Rageworks Podcast Network, your source for rants about gaming, entertainment, and the works. Visit us at RageworksNetwork.com.